Hey everybody, it's Adam Lavelle from knuckletfup.com back with another interview with an amazing fighter named Jesse Ronson that just made his debut at Bare Knuckle Boxing. Man, I could rattle off this guy's resume. It would take all day. He's been fighting since 2009. Body Snatcher nickname, we'll talk about a little bit. Two-time roster member of the UFC. 10
Mhm.
different titles, if I'm counting correctly, in his career. Pro record of 28 and 12, 24 of those 28 wins by knockout, and even 7 of those 12 losses were by decision. And you know how sometimes they go. Won his last 6 fights in a row, including
Eight.
his latest one against amazing fighter, a guy who's been in bare knuckle boxing for a while, Ryan Jett. And Jesse came in here and took care of him. I mean, I don't want to put Ryan down, but kind of handily. Well, let's jump into it. Do I got it?
Yeah.
Am I mostly right, Jesse, or what?
Yeah, 8 in a row now. So I
Okay.
did seven were MMA, so five traditional MMA, two bare knuckle MMA for George Masvidal's promotion, and then this one, number eight, was BKB versus Ryan Jett. That's 8 in a row, eight finishes.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I've been watching Ryan Jett for a while. I've only been, I mean, I shout this out a lot, so my small audience knows it. Trying to grow it, interviewing you guys. But I've been in pro wrestling business for like 20 years. I was a wrestler many years ago, commentator. I just got
Yeah.
tired of it. Was searching for something different, something something just not as silly. And I found bare knuckle fighting. I found bare knuckle fighting championship first. I didn't even know bare knuckle boxing existed for a month or two. I mean, not their fault. I just did have no clue. Then I found that. Enjoy both of them. Not here to put either one of the companies down, but having gone back and watched some old shows, Ryan Jett's been around for a while. From what I saw, I mean, he was on some pretty old shows, and I think his record was 4-4, something like that, if I recall right. But he's always in the fights and always a threat. And so when I'm watching you, I didn't expect you to lose. I didn't know what to expect, right? And but I'm watching it and I'm like, holy cow! I mean, I'm not asking you to insult Ryan, but was it. What do you have to say about that fight?
Well, going back on what you said, yeah, there's definitely nothing silly about bare knuckle boxing. So you made the right choice when you're looking for something. As for Ryan Jett, yeah, 4-4, I believe, but his losses, except for his last one, three of them were to former champions. So he's definitely not a joke. Like he lost to Lira twice. Lira was a champion, and then he lost to Hawkins,
Mhm.
who was the 85 champ, now vacated. But yeah, Ryan Jett was no joke. I don't know if they brought me in to test me or they don't like him. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. But I had to make a statement because I'm not getting any younger, and he was the perfect guy. And I was expecting every time Ryan fights, he's a different guy. He sometimes he holds, sometimes he pressures, sometimes he fades. I don't know what kind of Ryan I was expecting, but I had to bring it to him, and then he definitely brought out the meanest in me because at the weigh-ins he was a bit of a piece of shit. He weighed in, and I went to shake his hand, and I go, "Congratulations, Mister Jett," and he slapped my hand out of the way, and he goes, "Save that shit. We don't do that." I'm like, you know what? I'm here to fight you. It doesn't take much for me to get mean real quick.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you're gonna get it tomorrow, and he fired me up something fierce right then at the weigh-ins, and it's like usually it takes me till a couple of minutes before I walk out to get that fired up. I was fired up for a day and a half of just wanting to unleash on this guy, and it's been a long time since I've been that mad at somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it definitely showed in the fight. It was very impressive fight. Some people, when I go to interview someone, a lot of times I'm just looking for newcomers because everyone chases the champions, right? And that's great, and I get that. But it's like I want to find people that are who I think are going to be champions. You know what I mean? And then people can say, "Oh, I saw that guy on Adam's show on Knuckle TF Up. You know, now he's the champion." So that's what I look for. And you know, I'm not predicting when you're going to win a title or anything like that. But I saw the potential and was like, well, I'm contacting this guy. You're my first Canadian too. So how about that?
I just got to say, Knuckle TF Up is a great name.
Appreciate it.
Every time you say it, I'm waiting for the TF to come out.
It does once in a while if I get riled up. But yeah, I had a wrestling website for years called Wrestling Done Right, and it gained me reputation. Some good, some bad. You know, who are you to say what wrestling done right is? You know, and stuff like that. And I didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to do, bare knuckle boxing done right or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's what I came up with. I thought the attitude fit. How did, speaking of bare knuckle boxing, how did that come about? Did they find you? Did you find them?
So my original coach, well, he's still a coach of mine, but he's kind of taken a back seat for health purposes, and we had a bit of a falling out, but we're still good. Leo Laux, he knows a 30% stake owner in BKB.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they grew up together, and he was at lunch with him, and he had known that I've been waiting for George Masvidal to, because I get the title shot there no matter what. I was promised the title shot for his bare knuckle MMA promotion, so I'd been waiting for almost a year. He messages me one day and he goes, "Hi, I'm with this guy. He's a 30% stake owner of BKB. Sends me a picture. We grew up together. Are you still looking for a fight?" And I go, "Absolutely. What can we do?" So that guy calls me, and then 10 minutes later, Mike Vasquez, I think the president of BKB, calls me, and then he goes, "Mel, our matchmaker, is going to call you." 5 minutes after he hung up the phone, Mel called me, and Mel goes, "Okay, look, I've heard a lot about you already." I'm like, "It's only been like 30 minutes. How have you heard a lot about me?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I've done my research," and he goes, "This is what we're going to do. 4-fight deal. Boom, 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 boom." He's like, "We can get you on September if you're down right now." And I'm like, "I'm down. Send me the contract." Literally, it was a 30-minute deal talking to three different guys, and Mel was like, "As long as you want to stay busy, if you're healthy, we will get you fights." And I'm like, "Dude, there's one thing you're going to learn to love about me is I don't turn down fights. I will fight whoever, whenever you want. Just pay me." And he goes, "Okay, well, we'll see. You might get cuts or bruises or whatever." So yeah, that whole deal took 30 minutes, and then I was already on the September card. That was late August, so I only had like 5 weeks to prepare for it. But I'm always training.
Yeah.
So I already messaged him. I'm like, "Hey, what are the chances of me getting on December for the 185 title?" Because Cub Hawkins vacated it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, even if it's not for the title, just get me a fight at 85 because I don't want to cut the weight again to 75.
Mhm.
I'm like, "How about that?" I think it's Cardiff, December 5th. I was like, "What's going on there?" And he said, "I'll keep you posted." And I just wanted to send a message back, but I don't want to be too much of a dick or pressing, being like, "Hey, remember when you said
Yeah.
if I'm ready and I'm able to fight, you'll get me the fights? You don't have a shortage of shows." Like I was about to say that, but I pulled back. I'm still the new guy in town.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, one thing I like both companies, and I'm not looking to get any quotes of you about a company you're not working in, but I'm throwing it out there for me. I like both companies, but you being contacted by them so quickly and so exuberantly tells me more good things about you because what I'm learning, and again, this is no slight to BKFC, but what I'm learning is bare knuckle boxing seems to be really pressing, really promoting the idea that we're going after fighters. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say
Mhm.
everyone in BKFC isn't, but they're going after. I don't want to say technical or more. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I think it's a compliment to you that this company came after you this hard because they're looking for a specific type of fighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had reached out to BKFC previously
Yeah.
just to see. So I spoke to a Nate Shook, I do believe is one of their matchmakers, and he said he was very interested.
Okay.
And then that went from "I'm very interested, we'll sign you" to "Hey man, yeah, I'm still interested, but we're gonna wait to the next Canada card to come around." To the next candidate card comes around. I'm like, "Hey, so what's going on?" He goes, "Oh yeah, so what we're gonna have you do now is we're if you're interested in BKFC, we're gonna have you go to a tryout." I'm like, "Okay, so you went from you're interested to we're gonna put you on Canada to now I have to do a tryout." And I was like, "So what is it? Like, quit fucking around. Like, this is stupid. Do you want me or not?" And then I've spoken to a lot of people that work for BKFC, and they say the money's great. It's probably better than BKB,
Right.
which sure they've got a lot of money. But the problem is that you'll fight for them and then they'll forget about you because they have way too many stars and they don't get to fight enough. And I was like, "I don't want that, man. I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting on a pile of money to just wait around." So it's like it's not like I can go out there and fight Jeremy Stevens and Mike Perry right away.
Right.
But so here I am at BKB. We've got some real rugged fight, like rugged fighters in my weight class. Like these guys, they don't care. Like I'm sure they care about the TV and the fame and everything else, but these got like LT Nelson and Barry Jones, like these are some badass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you don't see too many of those in BKFC. It's more of the the washed up UFC stars or, people with a big name that they're trying to bank money off of, where it's like, I feel like the BKB roster would clean house versus BKFC.
I didn't want to say it, but I don't have any relationship with them. I have more of a relationship with BKB, and I don't want to shoot my chances of having a relationship with them. But yeah, I've been talking to several fighters, including on these interviews, about this, and it's like, and I hear that like I can't get a fight there. I got one, and it's been almost a year, and I haven't even heard back about a second one. And it's
Yeah.
like, wow. And I just watched their show last night, and this interview isn't to promote that, but I watched it, and it was good. I enjoyed it, but it's like guys who walk into fights, I won't drop names, um, like a zombie, right? That's impressive for me sitting here watching that. They're just taking a literal beating and then still winning because they
Yeah.
just walked into it and to lay their own in. But I don't know how long are you going to fight doing that. You know what I mean? I don't know how long a career can last being that style of fighter. But
No, that's I look at Mike Perry and I wonder that like he looks like he's been in a dogfight every fight. Whereas if he just used the head on his shoulders, he wouldn't have to look like that. Like I'm worried about him in the future, but
mhm.
some people can handle like Alistair Overeem's been knocked out probably 50 times and he's still fully functioning. He's still smart. He's intellectual, everything. Maybe it just affects people differently. But yeah, you know, I hope Mike Perry can keep it together for another year or two because that's a fight that I would love to have
Yeah,
eventually. Maybe a cross promotion fight or something. Who knows? But there's something there.
do
After
it
I
in
clean house at BKB, that's something that I would really like to the
yeah,
dream those money fights
do it in dirty boxing.
or whatever. It doesn't matter. We could do MMA and then we could do boxing. We could do whatever. We've both got experience um, all over the board. So that'd be something I'd look forward to. And he's got a huge, huge. He's the face of bare knuckle boxing. Whether you're BKB or BKFC, it's like
Yeah,
you bring it up like, oh, Mike Perry. No, no, no. I'm in a different league. Oh, well,
right.
that sucks. You're right.
Yeah,
He's the guy right now.
yep, that's what I'm saying. He owns Dirty Boxing. I mean, I don't know what your contract allows you to do and not to do, but that's a perfect middle ground in between the
I
two.
can tell you what it does. So I signed a 4 fight deal with BKB over 18 months, but Mel said if I'm healthy and I can bang out those 4 fights sooner than 18 months, I can. He'll set it up. I have one out, which is for Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA. That's it. So if Game Bred comes back and they offer me the title fight, well, they have to, because that's what I was promised. That's the only out that I have, and I would take it because it's a world title, and the money was that they were offering me then. I wouldn't take any less. So
Right.
it's very, very good.
Yeah.
It would be dumb for me not to take it. And yeah, that's it. So other than that, I'm with BKB and everything's good. Like the my text message that I get from all the staff at BKB is they're awesome staff. Fight day, fight like weigh-ins and fight day, they were kind of like, oh, read the. I get what they're saying. They send us a welcome letter and nobody really reads the welcome letter. It's like we just text you instead of saying read the welcome letter, just give me the answer I'm looking for. So I could see where they were getting frustrated with fighters and we were getting frustrated with them. But that's just the business of it. But other than that, everybody at BKB, they seem to generally care and appreciate all their fighters.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely build there. I like them. I like both companies, but
Mhm.
the little bit I'm dealing with it and reading their press announcements and stuff, it's like okay. And not to compare it because it's not the same, but back in the day when I really liked pro wrestling, when I wasn't embarrassed to tell people I was a fan of it, there was two companies. There was the NWA and there was WWF at the time. And even though it's
Oh, you're
all none of
talking
it's real,
80.
I know that the NWA always felt like they were more serious. You know what I mean? I watched them both, and NWA felt a little more like, oh, this is kind of the real wrestling. You know what I mean? And WWF's the fake stuff. And I get it, not that anybody's faking bare knuckle, but I get the similar feeling where bare knuckle fighting championships about the moments, the viral videos, and bare knuckle boxing's about sport and fighting. You know what I mean? That's how it feels to me as a fan. Anyway,
Yes, you were a wrestling fan back in the 80s, NWA, WWF, man. That's when it was cool to like
right, right,
there was you if you didn't like wrestling, you were the loser. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like that's back when like all every pretty much if you were to name every legend, they were an NWA or WWF. So
Mhm.
Everybody was doing it back then, so there's nothing wrong with it. Now it's like, oh, you watch wrestling, ugh, like
Right. Yeah, someone walks through your living room and you want to turn the channel. Yeah.
yeah.
What you said you did MMA, you've done regular boxing. What drew you to bare knuckle?
So essentially, it was just opportunity. Everybody always said I grew up kind of rough, so I've had more than my fair share of street fights, and just the ability to absorb the damage from a bare knuckle, let alone giving it with my bare fist. But anyways, yeah, it was just opportunity, and I took it. MMA was kind of drying up. I'm not getting back to the UFC. We tried a bunch of other places, and the money wasn't there. Game Bread, the money was there. It was good, but their shows were one and done, and you're just sitting on the edge of your seat for the next one. So I'm a little too old to start boxing because my amateur career, I started off boxing. I had 11 fights, won the equivalent of a state title, like the Ontario boxing title. Switched over to kickboxing, won a couple of national titles, switched over to MMA, and the rest is history. But yeah, it's just opportunity for bare knuckle boxing, and a lot of the guys are older, and it just makes more sense
Mhm.
right now, especially if I can stay busy because that's what I want. I'm trying to get to 50 pro fights, I believe. So I'm 28, 12 and 1 MMA, 2 and 0 pro kickboxing, now 1 and 0, so that's 44.
Okay.
Six more fights, I think I can do that in the next 2 years hopefully, and win a world title, and put a stamp on my MMA career because I've got about 50 amateur fights or more.
Okay.
50 pro fights would be good. If I can keep going longer, I will, only if the
Right.
money's in.
Yep.
But right now it's about getting a world title and getting that landmark of 50.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Does your training differ? Like for bare knuckle MMA, kickboxing, is the training for bare knuckle a lot different? Just a little different?
Essentially, I just take my gloves off. I haven't hit pads or hit the bag with gloves on in over 2 years. So I spar with MMA gloves on now all the time,
Okay.
but everything else is done bare knuckle, where I wrap my hand up to the two finger mark below the knuckle. It's just for conditioning purposes.
Right.
But yeah, for obviously for boxing, I'm not doing any wrestling or jiu-jitsu. My body loved it. I've never been more healthy. I've never felt healthier going into a fight because MMA, I have to do everything: boxing, kickboxing, clinching, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, strength and conditioning, running. It's just, 2 hours a day, or twice a day. So 2 hours in the afternoon, 2 hours in the evening, 6 days a week for MMA. Whereas this one, it's like, you know what? I'm going to go in and I'm going to do 45 minutes of hard, intense work. What am I going to do later on? It's like, I'm running out of ideas. So my coach is like, well, work on this. Let's sharpen this up. And it took, like I said, 5 weeks. I got sharp, but it's like now that I have a couple of months on my hand, the next Jesse Ronson that comes out and fights, watch out.
Well, I'm excited to see that. You just answered a couple of my questions in that one answer because I was going to bring up all the elements in bare knuckle, like clinching. I just talked to Brett Williams, who had a fight on this last show as well, and he totally blamed himself. He said, "I'm not blaming my opponent or the company." He said, "But I didn't really think much of the clinching." He goes, "And I was getting clinched, and as a boxer, it was most of his experience. He's like, I was, and he started hitting me. I'm like, wait, what's going on?" He said, "No, it just took me aback." So it sounds like you realize that all the time. You have to focus on every aspect. I mean, except kicking, of course, for bare knuckle.
So my wrestling coach, Andrew Elliott, is an amazing dirty boxer. I'm talking like Randy Couture, like old school levels of like he has been dirty boxing the shit out of me for years. And it's just, yeah, just grab the back of the head, uppercuts, push, pull, like you're going for underhooks, overhooks. He's pulling his arms, just like what you saw. And I'm like, this is nothing new. This is every time I train with Andrew, we do this for 30 to 45 minutes live of just grinding, dirty boxing. And he is, get that sun out of my face. He is phenomenal at it. And when the fight was over with, I went over to the ring. I'm like, that's you right there. Look at the screen of me just like Jet's trying to grab me, and he couldn't because I just kept pulling an arm free and punching him. And I feel so comfortable because Andrew's a national level wrestler. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like he's phenomenal. He's strong. He's technical. He's smart. Um, and just having to work with him all the time, I'm not worried about anybody under 195 pounds trying to dirty box me. I'm like, come on, bring it. I I freaking dare you, because it's like we've been ahead of that. It's weird. We didn't have any plans when we first started training with like in 2010 to do bare knuckle boxing, but we've been doing dirty boxing since then. So it's almost like I'm ahead of the game
Yeah.
when it comes to dirty boxing.
Yep. The only negative thing about dirty boxing, I know I won't say any names because who am I to criticize any fighter? But I've noticed some fighters. I think, and you have to forgive me if I don't get this name right. I've been watching this stuff for about 4 months, but I've been watching it pretty intensely. And I used to, growing up, I watched boxing. Like I was just barely in the Muhammad Ali days, but George Foreman, Sugar Ray Leonard, all those guys, I watched that with my dad. So I do know a little bit about boxing. But I'll notice a lot of bare knuckle boxers. They'll try all fight long to get there's a half plumb, is it called, where they get the one hand behind the head and deliver the uppercuts, and
Yeah.
they either do it and succeed, or they continue to try and fail and get beaten up because they won't let that go.
So it's a detriment also because you think about it when you're reaching behind to grab the head, you're getting rid of a weapon. So essentially, my hand is useless now.
Yeah.
The other guy can come over the top. He can grab my arm. He can twist. He can pull. So it's almost, I didn't really do too much grabbing of Ryan Jett's head, if you noticed,
Mhm.
only when he was backing up to try and keep him within range. Other than that, it was just swimming in through the pummel and throwing while he was trying to grab me. Because when he's grabbing me, he doesn't have any weapons. I got nothing to worry about. You're grabbing me. I'm punching the shit out of you. And I don't think he was expecting that. And people, in order to understand it, are going to have to watch this interview, and then they're going to be like, oh, wow, he's right.
Yeah.
If I grab him, I'm losing a weapon. So it's like, unless the guy's already hurt or he's retreating,
Hmm.
there is and you can get kind of lost in grabbing. But
Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure I've noticed that. Even and then again, I won't say the guy's name because, like I said, I'm not going to critique anybody that bad. I'm not a coach, but I noticed a fight where I said I think that guy lost because he wouldn't give that strategy up. He just
yeah,
continued to try to do that.
like a
But
dog on the bone.
yeah, yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask you, and I've asked other fighters this, but I really want your take on it. And it makes sense to me when I learned this. In bare knuckle, you can't, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't swing as hard as possible every fight, right? That's how guys break their hands. You got to like figure out the best punches to swing as hard as you can, or is that not the case?
Well, yeah, we could go back to Mike Perry for that. He closes his hands and he just swings. He doesn't care if he breaks his hand or not. He's still going to swing. It's like he doesn't have any feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You have to. The thing is, I wouldn't say you can't swing as hard as you can.
Hmm.
I do it differently, where I like to set up shots, so I'll throw things at different paces, like different speeds and different angles, to try and see where I can get your eyes going or drifting to, or how I can get you to move, and then I'll line up a shot. But yeah, what I find in bare knuckle is people aren't as busy because they don't have the gloves on, so they're not throwing threes and fours. They're
Hmm.
throwing singular shots and then crashing, or singular shots and running.
Right.
Because yeah, if you do swing hard and you hit the top of the head,
Hmm.
or you hit an elbow, somebody does this type of block like a boxer,
Yeah.
um, you're breaking your hand, and without that weapon, you're done.
Right.
So what I think the only difference between boxing or whatever MMA is the volume coming at you. Other than that, I'm pretty sure unless you're a really intelligent guy, like setting up shots and trying to get the eyes going, everybody's just swinging as hard as they can. Like you can't tell me Ryan Jett wasn't throwing for the fences every time.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Good point. What do you think of the resurgence of bare knuckle? It really feels like it's coming on pretty strong over the last year or two.
Yeah, it's what did they? I think 2017, 2018 is when BKFC came around, but now like 2022, 23, 24, 25, everybody's loving it. So it's amazing because I was in the UFC. I didn't get this much love in the UFC. Whether I won, I lost, sponsors, it didn't matter. If I was on a pay-per-view, it didn't matter. Like everybody loves bare knuckle fighting because it's as real as it gets, because it's like I could go out and do this if I wanted to, and just go to the bar on a Friday night and see how it goes. I won't, but
Right. Right.
right. So everybody can kind of relate to the. It's just so real, so raw, and it's just there's no bullshit. Everybody just loves to watch it. You're not finding guys going to decisions. We're not looking for decisions in bare knuckle. I don't want to be in there any longer than I have to.
Right.
So it's like let's just put. There's no reason why two guys bare knuckle can't put each other away in 3 minutes, let alone 5 3-minute rounds. Same thing with MMA. That's the shitty thing about MMA is you got guys going in there. How are they not putting each other away? Because they're fighting not to lose. Whereas bare knuckle, we're all savage animals. We don't care about winning or losing. We care about hurting the other person. And that's what I'm not, I'm there to hurt you to let the next guy know, oh shit, this is who I'm. Oh man, this guy like wants to maul me to death like a freaking bear. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to leave a lasting impression. So
Right.
you go to bed nervous at night when you fight the body snatcher.
Yeah, body snatcher. I read online that comes from rugby. Is that right?
No, that's from boxing. My
Okay.
initial days of boxing. So Fitz the Whip Vanderpool, a guy from Kitchener area. He's a former world champion boxer. So when I was in the Ontario boxing provincials, I won 3 fights in 3 days. So we'd weigh in on Friday, fight, weigh in on Saturday, fight, weigh in. If you keep winning, you keep going until the finals. I ended up winning 3 fights in 3 days by first round knockout, all body shots,
Wow.
all body shots. And so on the third day, when I'm coming out to the ring, Fitz the Whip was like, "Everybody, watch out! It's the body snatcher! It's the body." And I got in trouble. Like they were questioned because they all thought I had more experience than I did.
Okay.
Because they're like, nobody digs the body like this when they're an amateur. Nobody does that. Like, how many fights do you really have? Where are you from? I'm like, what do you mean, where am I from? Like, I'm Canadian. I'm from Ontario. Like, it's not like I'm from Europe and I had 200 fights over there. And so my coaches got questioned. They questioned me and whatever. But yeah, 3 fights in 3 days, all first round body shot knockout wins. Um, so the body snatcher stuck because my one coach Amir was like, "That's a Fitz the Whip. He's a world champion. He just coined that." And I was like, "I like it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it."
Yeah. Definitely unique. I don't think I've heard it before. A lot of times you do. You hear Nick. Oh, that guy in this company's called that too. I've not heard that one before. Um, how do you find balance between like I'm sure, and you've talked to me. You go in there like you want to kill something, or you want to tear them apart, like a wild animal. How do you find balance between that aggression and control and being able to just outfight somebody?
That just comes from years of training and the different levels of coaching that I've had because I've had a few coaches. One of them, Muzamil Nawaz, he's a 5-time world champion out of Burlington. He's a very intelligent fighter. And I also am a pretty intelligent fighter, as much as I like to try and be as raw and animalistic as possible because it is a fight. He really focuses on the mental aspect and the fight IQ of setting up patterns, breaking things down, and I recognize that stuff a lot. And it's there's a time and place where it comes to like Ryan Jett. I think it was the second round where I just kind of looped a hook just to get him to spin, and then I hit him with an over the top Hagler style jab. That's a level of control. And then he dropped, and then it's like, okay, he's hurt. Let the animal out. It used to be an issue for me where I couldn't control who was in play and who was not. I was very emotional,
Yep.
and it was a detriment to my UFC career. But now it's like I know how to switch between everything when I need it,
Yeah.
where I need it, and it's maybe a little too late, but I'm starting something fresh, so this is good for me. And
Mhm.
yeah,
No, that makes sense. It comes experience and training and time.
exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right, I don't want to keep you much longer than a half hour, so I'll wrap it up here. You mentioned that you'd love to fight for that 185 title, but you don't want to push it because you're new and I get that. So you put that out there. You would love, hey, bare knuckle boxing. I'm going to say it. Put him in that title fight for that, or get him in a fight that leads to that title, or whatever. I don't know what their plans are for it. If there's going to be a mini tournament or what they're doing, but if it's I think there's no reason this man right here shouldn't be considered to be in the mix. But you said if not, you'll maybe call for a 175-pound fight in February.
Yes, sir. So December, regardless of whether it's a title fight or not, I would love to fight at 185 just to test what it's like because boxing is different than MMA. MMA 185-pound guys are absolutely massive. I'd be going in there cutting very little weight to make 185 comfortable and strong. I also just want to see what it's like to be hit. If that comes with a title shot, perfect. If not, then yeah, February. I would love to fight back at 175. Now I know Mel said we got to give him one or two more fights. I'm like, two more fights? Come on now, dude. I'm 8 fights in a row, whether it's MMA or whatever it is. I'm winning. I'm your only UFC fighter. I'd be the first Canadian, bare knuckle champion. That's going to be huge. Everybody loves it here. So 85 in December if they can do it. I know Barry Jones and LT Nelson are fighting in, I think, November, and Barry Jones is the 75 champ and LT's the 65.
Okay.
So I don't know if he'll be ready in February. So if not, I said, give me like a title eliminator at 7, like give me the title fight 85 in December. If I like it, then, February, then we can defend it in February, or maybe I can actually fight for it if they don't in February. If not, give me somebody good, like really good in February that will put me right there so I can fight Barry Jones or whoever the 75 champ is, LT Nelson or Barry Jones, sometime in the spring.
Yeah. I like it. It's like you have control, and not just in fighting. I mean, but in your mind. I noticed that in your post fight interview, even though it was super long, I was like, this guy can talk. I used to interview wrestlers, and sometimes before the camera come on, they'd be like, "What do I say?" I'm like, what? So when I saw you talk, I was like, I know this guy's going to be able to complete an interview, which you did. I definitely want to talk to you again because there's more we can discuss, definitely after another fight or whatever. But before I go,
Absolutely.
is there anything you want to put out there? Your social medias, shout out coaches, anything at all?
Um, yeah, for my last fight, I just big shout out to you. I love doing these post fight interviews, and I can just looking at your background, I love it. Everybody that's helped me along the way, Andrew Elliott, Leo Laux, Jesse Goff, Brad Fowler, my main coach, Matt Bednarek, my number one sparring partner, who takes a shit kicking every day in, day out, to the point where he's like, I can't do this anymore, man. Like, why do you keep wanting to train with me? And I'm like, because nobody, think about it. Like, I've been training with him majority of the time for my last day. I'm like, dude, I'm winning. I'm on an 8-fight win streak training with you and you alone. So you try to tell me that you're not cut out for this, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, so I'd like a big shout out to Matt and everybody else. Sponsors come and go. King Faisal is the only guy that's kind of been a constant. Same with Odd Alchemy. So those two guys, thank you very much. But yeah, I'm BKB, Mel, Mike, everybody, December 185.
yes, let's
Single
do it.
shot. If not, get me a fight. I'm ready. This is gonna be gone in a week. The black eye is already fading. I'm back to the gym already. Let's go.
Very nice. I appreciate your time, man. I'll edit this and get it posted and let you know. I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll talk again.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Continue. Ronson pouring it on. Second knockdown.
Not happy with that fall, but sitting to the ropes.